Welcome back to Studio One. Now, the importance of using spices in our food is absolutely essential from a flavor point of view.
Indeed it is, but apart from the flavour, the spices you consume on a daily basis could have an effect on your health, as certain spices are thought to have medicinal values. Here with the details, nutrition coach Victoria Tipper. Thank you much indeed for being with us.
No problem, thank you for having me here.
Before we go any further, let's just put this one to bed because
Okay.
hibiscus,
Yes.
which we'll be using very shortly with Carlos in the kitchen. I've just read here, through the Ayurveda system as well, it's very good as a hair treatment, as a medicated hair oil, and helps to prevent hair loss or hair greying.
Wow.
So who knows what will happen tomorrow, eh?
Yeah,
That's quite
you might
impressive.
come with rich
Come in,
black
some jet
hair.
black hair tomorrow.
I'll definitely watch tomorrow then.
But I suppose it's just one example
Yeah.
of thousands, tens of thousands of years of practice where spices, herbs have been used as medicine.
Absolutely. And all of these spices and herbs in front of me all have lots and lots of different medicinal purposes. Like the hibiscus, it's, also good for blood pressure reduction and for normalizing cholesterol. So they all have many, many different,
But are they
qualities
used
to
in
them.
pharmaceuticals or not? Or is that completely separate?
Sometimes, for example, we've got cayenne pepper here, and cayenne pepper, because of the capsaicin in it, can be used in some ointments to help reduce pain. So they are sometimes used, and in many cultures they're used quite widely. Also, we've got turmeric here, which has curcumin in it, and it's actually been shown to be really, really good for reducing the incidence of cancer, and many different cancers as well. So it stops normal cells developing into tumour cells, and also causes cancer cells to essentially commit suicide.
We know somebody who raves about turmeric, don't we?
Who?
Is our man Samir in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, of course.
He
Because-
raves about it.
Yeah, because I mean, especially a spice like turmeric is an intrinsic part of Indian cooking a lot, and spices over the years have been really popular for its therapeutic and healing properties. Tell us a little bit about what kind of spices are the richest in its healing and therapeutic powers.
So I would definitely say turmeric is one of them, as I said, for the cancer, but also for arthritis. So it reduces sort of like swelling and pain and arthritis. And actually studies show that it is as good as using ibuprofen for arthritis.
Really?
Yeah. There is a study that proves
Samir also swears by it as an antibacterial as well. He said, if you cut yourself in the kitchen, forget the first aid box and a band-aid, bit of turmeric on there.
And also cayenne pepper's pretty good for that. It will stop the bleeding.
It's got to sting though, isn't it?
It's going to sting, but if you don't have a plaster around, then just grab the cayenne pepper, I guess.
Tell us about some of the other spices that
Sure.
you brought here and their nutritional benefits.
Okay, so we've got garlic here, which is also anti-inflammatory like the turmeric. So it's really good in helping with arthritis to reduce pain and swelling. But garlic's also really good in reducing feelings of nausea. So great for motion sickness, for seasickness, and is as efficient as using some of the medications also. And for also, if you're going through chemotherapy, it can be really good to have to reduce nausea.
You've got garlic in its purest form there.
Yes.
And I've spoken before about how my grandmother used to eat a clove card day and encourage us to do it as well.
Yeah.
Didn't go down very well with our school friends, that's for sure.
No, I can imagine.
Not the best thing to find in a lunchbox
No.
of the day. But with all of these things, if used in cooking and broken down, do they still have those medicinal values?
You are still going to retain some of the medicinal values, but it's definitely, with garlic, it is definitely better to have it fresh. Also, a good tip is to sort of crush the garlic and leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes. This allows the active component, allicin, in it to sort of, actually work its magic as such and to be created. So that's a nice little thing to make sure that you do get the most out of your garlic.
And because it's so nutrient dense and it's got a number of advantages, I've also read that it really helps improve metabolism. Is it true?
Yeah, absolutely. It can help with metabolism, but the cayenne pepper is probably going to trump the garlic in those states. Cayenne pepper sort of increases your metabolic rate more than you would do with garlic. Garlic, I would say, is really great for heart health. So increases the good cholesterol, so we can reduce the bad cholesterol in the body. And also it's a really good antimicrobial agent. So if you've got, common cold, flu, those kind of things, garlic's really going to help. Also things like candida or yeast infections, parasites in the gut. This is going to really, really help with treating those.
So basically, the message we're getting through here, and there's others we haven't gone through, so the parsley, the ginger, bits and pieces, is basically that these are nature's gifts to us in many ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, to try and add as many herbs and spices as you possibly can daily, you know, it's going to give great flavour, but instead of adding things like salt or sugar, like cinnamon's a great thing to have instead of adding sugar, because it still gives quite a sweet taste. But it actually will help to manage blood sugar levels, so it really helps with diabetes.
We've got a list of 393 herbs and spices to get through, but we just don't have the time.
Yeah, I'll have to come back again tomorrow.
Big thanks to you, big thanks to all the team from Dubai Herbal and Treatment Centre for links of how to get in touch and find out a little more about the recuperative properties of herbs and spices. Get yourself onto our Facebook page, facebook.com/Studio One Live. Thank you.
Thank you.
Time now for a quick break. When we come back, in the kitchen with Chef Carlos and his spices.
And his hibiscus as well.